Look at that. Carnival Breeze sailing through Caribbean waters, her decks packed with water slides and entertainment venues. Now watch Carnival Jubilee docked in Galveston, the newest flagship with an actual roller coaster running along the top deck. Over there, Carnival Celebration lighting up the Miami skyline with her distinctive red funnel. 29 Carnival ships, each one a floating fun ship, each one promising the vacation of a lifetime. But here's what those beautiful promotional videos don't show you. Not all of these ships deliver the same experience. Some will absolutely blow your mind with features and service that exceed expectations. Others will leave you wondering why you didn't book something better, something that actually lives up to the Carnival reputation. Carnival Cruise Line operates the largest cruise fleet of any mainstream line in 2025, with 29 ships ranging from intimate vessels built in the 1990s to absolute megaships carrying over 6,600 guests. These ships span multiple classes, each with its own personality and features. But which ones are actually worth your money? We've analyzed thousands of passenger reviews from Cruise Critic, Cruiseline.com, and TripAdvisor to create the definitive ranking. These aren't marketing numbers from Carnival's brochures. These are real scores from real passengers who spent their vacation time and hard-earned cash on these ships. The results are going to surprise you, because the biggest and newest definitely don't always win. Let's rank every single Carnival ship from absolute worst to undisputed best. Starting at rock bottom in position 29 is Carnival Adventure. Before you think we're being harsh, look at the numbers. Adventure currently holds the lowest average rating in the entire Carnival fleet at just 2.16 out of 5. This ship has had a rough start to life under the Carnival name. Originally sailing as Pacific Adventure for P&O Cruises Australia, she transferred to Carnival in March 2025 when the P&O Australia brand was absorbed into Carnival's operations. The transition has been bumpy to say the least. Passengers report recurring maintenance issues that simply shouldn't exist on a ship that's relatively well maintained by P&O standards before the switch. One review is literally titled, "It should have been sunk not sold," which tells you everything about how disappointed some passengers feel. Value for money comes up repeatedly in complaints, with cruisers noting a significant drop in quality compared to what they experienced when this ship sailed. For P&O, food quality has declined, drink options feel limited, and the overall experience doesn't match what longtime Carnival fans expect from a brand. Now, we need to be fair here. These rankings are based on limited review data, since Adventure only joined the fleet recently. There's hope things will improve as Carnival works out the integration challenges. But right now, Adventure is struggling hard to find her identity as a Carnival ship. At 28, we have Carnival Encounter. This is Adventure's sister ship, also transferred from P&O Australia in March 2025. Encounter was originally built as Star Princess in 2002, before becoming Pacific Encounter for P&O. She's slightly newer than Adventure and gets marginally better reviews, but she's still near the bottom of Carnival's rankings. The problems mirror what we're seeing with Adventure. Passengers who sailed on Encounter, both before and after the Carnival rebrand, report a noticeable drop in experience quality. The food and drink standards have slipped according to multiple reviews. Value has become a sticking point, with guests feeling they're not getting what they paid for compared to established Carnival ships. Service quality doesn't quite reach the usual Carnival standards either. Again, we're looking at limited review data here, but the pattern is concerning. These two former P&O ships are facing serious integration challenges. The P&O cruising style, which catered specifically to Australian preferences, doesn't mesh seamlessly with Carnival's fun ship philosophy. It's going to take time, investment, and probably another refurbishment for these ships to truly feel like they belong in the Carnival family. Number 27 brings Carnival Luminosa. Originally sailing for Costa Cruises since 2009, Luminosa transferred to Carnival in 2022 and received a refurbishment alongside her rechristening. She's considered a hybrid of the Spirit class and Vista class in terms of design and size. But nearly 3 years after joining Carnival, Luminosa still ranks near the bottom of the fleet. The core issue is similar to the P&O transfers. European-style cruising doesn't quite mesh with Carnival's American fun ship approach. Passengers appreciate some of the European features on the ship, like the more elegant public spaces and slightly more refined dining options. But there's a disconnect between what Luminosa offers and what Carnival passengers expect. Food quality gets criticized more on this ship than others in the fleet. Service issues come up repeatedly, with reviews suggesting crew members are still adjusting to Carnival's operational standards. The ship herself is fine from a technical standpoint. She's well maintained and has some beautiful spaces. But the identity crisis is real. Carnival fans want that signature fun ship energy, and Luminosa feels like she's still trying to figure out who she is under the Carnival banner. Carnival Venezia sits at 26. Built in 2020 for Costa Cruises and transferred to Carnival in 2023, Venezia is actually one of the newer physical ships in the fleet. She's absolutely beautiful to look at. Everyone agrees on that. The Italian design influences create stunning public spaces with elegant touches you don't typically see on Carnival ships. But that's precisely the problem. Loyal Carnival fans booking Venezia expect the traditional fun ship experience, lively atmosphere, casual American-style dining, non-stop activities with that signature Carnival energy. What they get instead is a blend of Italian elegance and American fun that doesn't quite click. The ship isn't bad at all. For passengers who appreciate something different, who want a slightly more refined experience than typical Carnival, Venezia can be wonderful. But when you're ranking ships based on how well they meet Carnival passenger expectations, Venezia falls short. The clash of styles creates confusion. Is this an elegant Italian cruise or a fun-filled Carnival party? The answer is it tries to be both and doesn't fully commit to either. That identity crisis pushes Venezia toward the bottom despite being a newer vessel with good facilities. At 25 is Carnival Firenze. Here's where the newest doesn't mean best rule really kicks in. Firenze is technically the newest ship to join the Carnival fleet, having transferred in April 2024. But like sister ship Venezia, Firenze originally sailed for Costa Cruises for 4 years before making the switch to Carnival. The problems are nearly identical. Many positive reviews exist from passengers who enjoy the unique blend of styles. But many loyal Carnival fans feel she doesn't fit the brand. The Italian-American cruise style combination creates that same confusing vibe we see on Venezia. Carnival hoped that with enough time and guest experience, passengers would come around to appreciating these ships. That hasn't really happened yet. The rankings speak for themselves. When people book Carnival, they want Carnival. They want Guy's Burger Joint, the Red Frog Rum Bar, the high-energy atmosphere, the casual American dining. Firenze offers some of that, but it's mixed with Italian-influenced spaces and dining options that feel out of place to traditional Carnival cruisers. The ship is objectively nice. The facilities work well. But in the context of Carnival's fleet, Firenze ranks low because she doesn't deliver what the core Carnival audience wants. Number 24 is Carnival Sunrise. If you've ever heard someone complain that Carnival ships are too crowded and too loud, Sunrise is probably the ship they sailed on. Of all the vessels in the fleet, Sunrise seems to justify Carnival's party ship reputation more than any other. This ship is never boring. If you thrive in high-energy environments, if you love constant action and don't mind queues and volume, you'll probably have an incredible time on Sunrise. The ship features some of Carnival's most popular attractions: a lively sports deck that's always packed, a challenging ropes course, thrilling water slides that draw crowds all day long. There's the Serenity deck if you want a moment's peace, but even that adult-only retreat can't escape the party atmosphere echoing from the rest of the ship. The problem isn't that Sunrise is poorly designed or maintained. The problem is execution and crowd management. During busy sailings, the ship feels genuinely overwhelming. Lines form at popular attractions and restaurants. The noise level across the ship stays consistently high from morning until late at night. Even passengers who usually enjoy Carnival's energy mention in reviews that Sunrise takes it to another level. If you're booking a Carnival cruise specifically because you want that non-stop party atmosphere, Sunrise delivers exactly that. But many cruisers want at least some moments of relaxation, and Sunrise makes that difficult to find. At 23, we have Carnival Radiance. This ship represents an ambitious attempt to pack maximum features into limited space. Radiance is smaller than many other Carnival vessels, yet there's an incredible amount crammed onto her decks. Unfortunately, that creates some serious practical problems. Venues feel cramped because there simply isn't enough space for the number of passengers trying to use them. Queues form constantly at popular dining spots and attractions. The ship layout includes some genuinely strange design choices. The most complained about example: several spa treatment rooms are located directly below the noisy kids club. Imagine trying to relax during a massage while children run around overhead. It's not ideal. Radiance is good for couples who want a party atmosphere without sailing on one of the megaships. There's plenty to do, and the energy stays high throughout the cruise. But the space management issues drag down the overall experience. You can never call Radiance dull or boring. There's constant activity and entertainment. The problem is you can never truly relax either. Every space feels just a bit too small for the number of people using it. That's why, despite being a relatively modern ship with good features, Radiance ranks in the lower quarter of the fleet. Carnival Splendor lands at 22. Splendor holds a unique place in Carnival history. She was originally built for sister brand Costa Cruises, but was transferred to Carnival while still under construction. The decor reflects that Costa influence with bold, dramatic design choices throughout the ship. You'll either love the theatrical atmosphere or find it overwhelming. There's no middle ground. The ship features a huge spa, one of the best in the Carnival fleet. There are loads of great activities, especially geared toward families with children. The kids' programs get consistent praise and reviews, but the cabins are showing noticeable wear and tear. Multiple reviews mention rooms feeling tired and dated despite the ship not being exceptionally old. Here's the interesting thing about Splendor. Passengers typically don't choose this ship for the onboard experience itself. They choose Splendor because she sails the South Pacific from Australia, offering itineraries to New Zealand and Pacific Islands that most other Carnival ships don't visit. If you live in Australia or want to explore that region by cruise, Splendor provides access to incredible destinations. The ship herself is perfectly fine. She's not amazing, but she's not terrible either. She ranks in the lower middle because while she does nothing particularly wrong, she doesn't excel at anything that makes her stand out from the fleet. At 21 is Carnival Paradise. If you find megaships with thousands of passengers intimidating, Paradise might be exactly what you need. She's one of the smaller vessels in the fleet, and that size creates a completely different cruising atmosphere. Paradise never feels crowded, which is a massive selling point compared to the chaos on larger ships. This isn't a boring ship by any means. She has enough to keep everyone entertained: mini golf, a decent water park, solid kids clubs for younger passengers. But Paradise doesn't pack innovative features or cutting-edge technology. What she offers is simple, straightforward Carnival-style cruising at bargain prices. Service quality receives positive marks consistently. Crew members are friendly and attentive throughout the ship. Food is good, not amazing, but reliably satisfying. Everything about Paradise feels basic but functional. The ship is definitely bordering on feeling old. Updates have been made over the years, but you can tell Paradise comes from an earlier era of cruising. Still, she ranks higher than several newer ships because she delivers consistent, pleasant experiences for passengers who book her knowing exactly what they're getting. Paradise targets budget-conscious cruisers who want a taste of Carnival without overwhelming crowds or premium pricing. For that specific audience, she works perfectly well. Number 20 is Carnival Elation. Despite receiving a pretty significant renovation back in 2017, Elation still feels like the elder statesman of the fleet. The decor is definitely dated. The entertainment options are more limited compared to larger, newer ships. The ship genuinely feels small when you're used to modern megavessels. But here's why Elation ranks higher than you might expect. That different atmosphere appeals to certain passengers. If you want all of Carnival's signature fun and service without the noise and crowds, Elation delivers the best balance in the fleet. She's never going to wow you with innovative features. The entertainment won't rival newer ships. The dining options are limited. But Elation provides a relaxed Carnival experience that's increasingly hard to find on the line's megaships. Families appreciate that kids can have fun without parents losing them in massive crowds. Adults enjoy being able to find quiet spaces to unwind. The ship's age and limitations are obvious, but for passengers specifically seeking a more intimate Carnival cruise, Elation offers exactly that. She ranks in the lower middle of the fleet because while she doesn't fail at anything specific, she also doesn't excel anywhere that makes her particularly special. At 19 is Carnival Freedom. Freedom holds the distinction of being the last Conquest-class ship launched and one of the last to receive Funship 2.0 upgrades. That delayed upgrade schedule created some interesting results. The ship features a revamped water park that kids absolutely love, with thrilling slides and splash areas. She has popular dining venues like the Red Frog Pub and Blue Iguana Tequila Bar that passengers praise. But walking around Freedom, you can clearly tell which areas received upgrades and which didn't. The ship feels like a mishmash of old and new. Some spaces look fresh and modern with contemporary Carnival design. Other areas still show their original, dated appearance. That creates a strange vibe throughout the cruise. The newer additions make Freedom a good choice for families. Kids especially enjoy the updated water features and don't really care that other parts of the ship look older. But for passengers who notice design inconsistencies, Freedom can feel jarring. You'll walk from a beautifully updated venue directly into a space that clearly hasn't been touched in years. Freedom isn't a bad ship at all. She offers a solid Carnival experience with good features. But that lack of cohesive identity holds her back from ranking higher in the fleet. Carnival Magic sits at 18. Here's a ship that suffers from being a trendsetter. Magic pioneered many features that are now found across the Carnival fleet and considered must-haves by passengers. She was the ship that debuted the Hasbro game show, which became incredibly popular and was added to other vessels. The Red Frog pub started on Magic. The elevated ropes course that's now a Carnival signature first appeared here. Those features are still great. The ropes course provides genuine thrills. The Red Frog pub serves excellent drinks. The Hasbro game show remains fun entertainment. But here's the problem. Magic became a victim of her own success. Because she pioneered these popular features, Magic became one of the most heavily booked ships in the fleet for years. High demand meant constant crowds. Even though Magic has good passenger capacity, the ship has developed a reputation for feeling packed. Popular venues get overwhelmed during peak times. Dining reservations book up quickly. The general atmosphere can feel genuinely crowded and occasionally overwhelming. Many passengers mention in reviews that Magic is just a bit too much if you're not someone who copes well in busy environments. Magic isn't poorly designed. She's not lacking in features or maintenance. She simply became so popular that the crowds now detract from the overall experience, pushing her toward the middle of fleet rankings despite her innovations. Number 17 brings Carnival Sunshine. Technically, Sunshine is the oldest ship still sailing in the entire Carnival fleet. She launched way back in 1996 as Carnival Destiny. But in 2013, she underwent a massive transformation and emerged as Carnival Sunshine with most of the Fun Ship 2.0 features added. The renovation gave Sunshine a more contemporary, understated look compared to other ships in the fleet. She doesn't have the in-your-face colorful design that characterizes newer Carnival vessels. Some passengers appreciate that more subdued aesthetic. Sunshine is a good choice if you want a fun Carnival experience without dealing with absolutely terrible crowds. The passenger count is manageable, and the ship rarely feels overwhelmingly packed. But here's the reality. Sunshine is starting to show her age again. More than a decade has passed since that major renovation. Multiple reviews mention the ship needing another round of TLC if she's going to continue sailing for Carnival. Wear and tear is becoming increasingly apparent in various areas. Nothing is catastrophically wrong, but you can tell this ship has been sailing for nearly 3 decades. The bones are good. The layout works well. Service remains consistently positive. But if Sunshine stays in the fleet much longer, she's going to need significant investment to bring her up to current standards. For now, she provides pleasant enough cruises that rank her solidly in the middle of the fleet. At 16 is Carnival Celebration. This is where the rankings really start getting interesting. Celebration is one of the Excel-class flagships, one of the newest ships in the entire fleet. She's absolutely packed with amazing features. The Bolt roller coaster that runs along the top deck, massive water parks, incredible entertainment venues, innovative dining concepts. By any objective measure, Celebration should rank way higher. So why does she land at 16 with all that innovation? The answer comes down to execution and expectations. Celebration is a huge ship, one of the biggest Carnival has ever built. That size means crowds, especially during popular sailing dates. Many negative reviews focus specifically on service standards not meeting expectations. When you're serving thousands of passengers, individual attention becomes harder. Wait times increase for restaurants, shows, popular attractions. Loyal Carnival guests who are used to smaller ships notice the difference immediately. They're unused to waiting as long for dinner service or having to make reservations days in advance for specialty restaurants. The ship herself is incredible. The facilities are outstanding. But the operational challenges of running such a massive vessel with so many passengers create friction points that hurt the overall experience. Celebration doesn't fail at anything specific. She just doesn't execute the massive ship experience as smoothly as some passengers hoped, pushing her toward the middle despite all those flagship features. Carnival Mardi Gras lands at 15. Until Mardi Gras launched, the idea of putting an actual roller coaster on a cruise ship felt like a running joke in the industry. As cruise lines kept adding more and more features to ships, people would joke, "What's next, a roller coaster?" Then Carnival actually did it. Mardi Gras features Bolt, the first roller coaster at sea, and it's genuinely fantastic. The ride provides real thrills as you zip around the track suspended over the ocean. But Mardi Gras is much more than just a roller coaster. She's the biggest ship in the Carnival fleet, with incredible entertainment venues and stage performances that rival land-based theaters. The ship features 22 different dining venues, including Emerald's Bistro, a New Orleans-inspired restaurant that gets consistent praise. So with all of that, why does Mardi Gras rank at just 15? Two main issues drag her down. First, despite being the largest ship in the fleet, the cabins feel surprisingly cramped. Multiple reviews mention staterooms feeling smaller than expected for such a massive vessel. That's a problem when you're spending a week on board. Second, the specialty dining venues haven't wowed guests the way they have on other ships. The variety is there, but the execution and food quality don't quite live up to the hype. Mardi Gras still averages a respectable 3.68 out of 5, which is genuinely good. But for one of Carnival's flagships, the brand hoped she'd rank significantly higher. The roller coaster is amazing. The ship is impressive. But operational details keep her from reaching the top tier. At 14, we have Carnival Conquest. Conquest is a good ship for passengers who want to let their hair down and have genuine fun without things getting too crazy. She's popular with families, though there isn't a huge selection of features aimed specifically at younger guests. Teens might get a little bored on longer sailings because the activities skew toward adults and younger children. But that's actually part of Conquest's appeal. She's evolved into a more relaxed ship that's better suited to adults who want a few drinks, some entertainment, and a wholesome time without nonstop chaos. Conquest isn't too rowdy during the day. Public spaces offer plenty of room to relax without feeling overwhelmed by crowds. The theater gets loud at night during shows, which is expected and part of the fun. But overall, Conquest feels less in your face than many other Carnival ships. That makes her perfect if you just need to switch off for a few days. You're not constantly bombarded with activities or entertainment. You can choose when to engage and when to simply unwind. Conquest ranks in the upper middle of the fleet because she successfully walks that line between fun and relaxation. She doesn't try to be everything to everyone. She knows her audience and delivers exactly what they want. A chill Carnival cruise with enough entertainment to stay interesting, but enough downtime to actually relax. Number 13 is Carnival Legend. Legend is a sister ship to Carnival Spirit, offering a very similar experience overall. There are lots of fun things to do on board with a generally relaxed atmosphere that appeals to passengers who don't want constant high energy. The decor is now bordering on tacky in some areas, which some passengers love and others find off-putting. But that bold design has become part of Legend's charm and identity. Queues and crowds are manageable on this ship, a major selling point when comparing her to larger Carnival vessels. Legend received some of the better fun ship upgrades over the years, including the Hasbro Game Show and Seuss at Sea programming for kids. That makes her a good choice for families who don't necessarily need the absolute best and latest features, but want a few fun activities to keep everyone entertained during the voyage. The ship balances traditional cruising elements with modern Carnival touches reasonably well. Service quality gets positive marks in most reviews, with crew members described as friendly and accommodating. Legend represents a solid middle-of-pack Carnival experience. She's not going to blow anyone away with innovation or luxury, but she consistently delivers pleasant cruises that meet passenger expectations without major disappointments. That consistency earns her a spot in the upper-middle tier of fleet rankings. Carnival Liberty sits at 12. Liberty offers good value cruising primarily from New Orleans, though she sails from other ports as well. She's definitely a little tired at this point. She doesn't have the fancy modern features you'll find on newer ships in the fleet. But Liberty has become extremely popular with American families who want a simple, straightforward cruising experience without breaking the bank. There's no roller coaster. There's no high-tech sky ride track. What Liberty offers instead are classic cruise activities done well, poolside movies under the stars, karaoke nights that get everyone involved, comedy clubs with surprisingly good performers, nightclubs that stay packed until late. Every evening, these traditional entertainment venues are busy with passengers having a great time. Liberty represents the quintessential value cruise ship. She's not trying to compete with flagship megavessels on features or innovation. Instead, she focuses on delivering reliable, enjoyable Carnival cruising at affordable prices. Families appreciate that predictability. They know exactly what they're getting when they book Liberty, and she consistently delivers on those expectations. The ship may not be fancy, and she definitely shows her age in various areas. But Liberty proves that you don't need cutting-edge features to provide memorable vacations. Sometimes simple, affordable fun is exactly what passengers want. At 11 is Carnival Dream. Dream features a layout similar to many other Carnival ships with many of the same popular features throughout the fleet. But Dream has always maintained a slightly more relaxed vibe compared to her sisters. That calmer atmosphere comes partly from the Lanai Promenade, a covered walkway that wraps around the ship on a lower deck. The Lanai offers a genuine respite from all the activity happening elsewhere on the ship. You can walk the promenade and actually find moments of peace and quiet, which is surprisingly rare on Carnival vessels. Dream is well maintained throughout, with public spaces and cabins kept in good condition. She offers a solid mix of Caribbean and Central America itineraries, primarily sailing from Texas. According to passenger rankings, Dream is actually considered the most luxurious ship in the Carnival fleet. That might seem like a stretch given Carnival's reputation, but it's accurate relative to other ships in the line. The Cloud9 Spa is absolutely fantastic, with excellent treatment rooms and relaxation areas. The spa experience on Dream genuinely rivals what you'd find on more upscale cruise lines. Dream ranks in the upper third of the fleet because she successfully balances Carnival's signature fun with unexpected moments of sophistication and relaxation. Passengers who want traditional Carnival energy can find it, but those seeking calmer spaces and upscale amenities like the spa have those options too. That versatility makes Dream appealing to a wider range of cruisers. Number 10 brings Carnival Horizon. This ranking might surprise people because Horizon is part of the Vista class, which are relatively new and feature-packed ships. Horizon is praised for onboard technologies and genuinely amazing attractions. She has innovative features that wow passengers when they first step aboard. But Horizon is missing some of the really exciting additions that debuted on the Excel-class ships that came after her. She represents that awkward middle ground, newer than many ships in the fleet but not quite as impressive as the absolute newest vessels. As a 4,000-passenger ship, Horizon can definitely feel crowded during popular sailing dates. Peak times see long lines forming at popular venues and restaurants. Some reviews mention that service doesn't quite reach the usual Carnival standards passengers expect. When you're serving that many people, maintaining consistent service quality across the entire ship becomes genuinely challenging. The description that comes up repeatedly in reviews is that Horizon feels bold, colorful, modern, but maybe a little soulless. She has all the right features on paper. The design is contemporary and appealing, but something about the overall experience feels less personal, less connected than older ships that have developed distinct personalities over years of sailing. Horizon represents the proof that newer doesn't automatically mean better. She's an objectively good ship with solid features and amenities. But she falls in the middle of fleet rankings because operational execution and that intangible sense of ship character don't quite match the newest flagships or the beloved older vessels with established identities. At 9 is Carnival Spirit. The best things about Spirit are her excellent service and her incredible range of destinations. Unlike most Carnival ships that stick to Caribbean and Mexican routes year-round, Spirit explores diverse regions depending on the season. She sails Australia, Alaska, and Central America, giving passengers access to vastly different cruise experiences depending on when they book. Spirit has developed a laid-back vibe that fits particularly well with the Australian passenger demographic when she's sailing in that region. The relaxed atmosphere appeals to passengers who want fun without constant high energy. Where Spirit struggles is her age showing in certain design elements. Parts of the ship look genuinely dated at this point. Some design choices are definitely striking, and not in a good way. Colors and patterns from earlier eras of cruising create spaces that feel stuck in time. But passengers who book Spirit typically do so specifically for the destination she offers. They want to cruise Alaska's Inside Passage or explore Australia's coastline, and Spirit provides access to those itineraries from convenient home ports. The ship herself is perfectly functional with good service and activities. She's not going to win any awards for innovation or stunning design. But Spirit ranks in the upper tier because she delivers consistent, enjoyable experiences on unique itineraries that most other Carnival ships don't offer. That destination variety combined with reliable service quality makes Spirit a solid choice for certain types of cruisers. Carnival Vista lands at 8. Vista launched with tremendous fanfare and introduced some genuinely innovative features to the Carnival fleet. She was the first ship to feature the Skyride, that pedal-powered suspended-by track that circles part of the upper deck. Vista brought the first IMAX cinema to Carnival, showing first-run Hollywood films at sea. The ship includes fun Dr. Seuss features and programming for younger kids that families genuinely love. From a technical and design standpoint, Vista is outstanding. The innovations actually work well and provide unique experiences you won't find on other cruise lines. But despite all that technical excellence, Vista receives surprisingly mixed reviews. The complaints tend to focus on fundamental basics rather than the innovative features. Food quality and variety get criticized more on Vista than you'd expect for such a new ship. Service standards are mentioned as slipping in multiple reviews, suggesting crew training or management challenges. Here's the thing though, you absolutely won't be bored on Vista. The ship packs enough activities and entertainment to keep every member of your family engaged throughout the entire cruise. The Skyride alone provides hours of fun. The shows are solid. The kids' programs are excellent. Vista just doesn't nail the fundamentals quite as well as she should given her relatively recent launch date. Still, she ranks in the upper tier because those innovative features do deliver genuine enjoyment, even if the basics sometimes disappoint. Vista-class ships also feature some of the best casinos in the entire Carnival fleet, with over 200 gaming machines and 22 gaming tables for passengers who enjoy gambling at sea. At 7 is Carnival Jubilee. Here's a ship with an interesting trajectory in the rankings. Jubilee sat at the top of these rankings throughout 2024 as the newest build in the entire Carnival fleet. She's part of the Excel class, making her one of the absolute biggest ships Carnival has ever constructed. But Jubilee has seen a noticeable dip in her rankings throughout 2025 as more passengers have sailed on her and left reviews. Jubilee offers an incredible amount to see and do on board. The variety of experiences rivals any ship at sea. Guests consistently praise the food options, which are genuinely extensive and varied. The service standards initially received glowing reviews. So what changed? Why has Jubilee dropped in rankings despite being the newest ship? Crowds have become an increasing issue according to passenger feedback. As more people learn about Jubilee and book sailings, the ship feels more packed during popular times. Wait times have increased for restaurants and popular attractions. Some passengers also mention frustrations with broader Carnival policy changes that coincided with Jubilee's launch, like scaling back late-night dining options that were previously complimentary. Guest behavior complaints are increasing as well. With more passengers sailing Jubilee, there are statistically more chances for negative interactions or disruptive guests impacting the experience. None of these issues are really Jubilee's fault as a ship. The vessel herself is fantastic. The facilities are incredible. But as the newest flagship receiving the most attention, Jubilee also receives more than negative feedback about Carnival's corporate policies and the challenges of operating such massive ships. She's still firmly in the upper tier of the fleet. She just isn't the undisputed champion anymore as passenger experiences accumulate and rankings stabilize. Number 6 is Carnival Valor. Valor sails primarily to the Caribbean from New Orleans, but her itineraries have a distinctive focus compared to other ships. She offers more port-heavy schedules rather than sea-day-heavy cruises. A typical 5-day Valor sailing will include an extra port stop instead of a full day at sea. That makes her absolutely perfect if you prefer spending more time ashore exploring destinations rather than using all the ship's onboard amenities. When you are on Valor, you'll find the same quality service and fun ship features that characterize upgraded Carnival vessels. The ship received Fun Ship 2.0 enhancements that brought popular venues and activities on board. She's well maintained and offers a good balance of entertainment and relaxation, Where Valor has some quirks, the Kids Club is situated surprisingly close to the Spa and Serenity adult-only deck. That's an odd placement that occasionally creates noise issues in areas designed for relaxation. But overall, Valor delivers a relaxing cruise experience suitable for all ages. Families appreciate the variety of activities for children. Adults enjoy the quality spa and adult-only spaces when they want to unwind. Couples find romantic spots to connect away from the family areas. Valor's strong position in the rankings shows her consistent popularity with passengers. She may not have cutting-edge features or innovations, but she executes the fundamentals of a good Carnival cruise extremely well. That reliability combined with interesting, port-intensive itineraries makes Valor a solid upper-tier choice in the fleet. At 5 is Carnival Panorama. Panorama bills herself as a ship for everyone, and the review suggests she actually delivers on that promise. She does an excellent job of pleasing cruisers of all ages with something to offer families, couples, friend groups, and solo travelers. The range of things to do on board is genuinely impressive without feeling overwhelming. The variety of food options caters to different tastes and dietary needs. The live performances throughout the ship receive consistent praise for quality and entertainment value. Panorama sails interesting itineraries around a Mexican Riviera that provide excellent port experiences. Service on Panorama gets especially praised in passenger reviews. The crew receives rave reviews for friendliness, attentiveness, and going above and beyond to make cruises special. That exceptional service quality sets Panorama apart from other ships where service is merely good rather than outstanding. Panorama also features the best individual water slide in the entire Carnival fleet, the Calido Slide, which stretches an impressive 445 feet and provides genuine thrills. The downside to having so much happening on Panorama, it can get noisy at times, especially on the main decks where activities concentrate. If you're looking for complete peace and quiet, Panorama might not be your best choice. But if you want variety, excellent service, and the ability to please everyone in your group, Panorama delivers consistently. She's fallen slightly in the 2025 rankings compared to previous years, likely due to that noise factor becoming more prominent in reviews. But she remains firmly in the top tier because she successfully balances so many different aspects of the cruise experience. Carnival Glory sits at 4. Glory has been a stalwart presence in the Carnival fleet for a long time now, and she's definitely showing her age. Multiple reviews comment specifically on worn areas throughout the ship. You can tell Glory has sailed thousands of voyages over the years. But here's the testament to Glory's quality. She ranks 4th in the entire fleet despite that visible wear and tear. That tells you everything about how well the ship executes the Carnival experience. Glory is a smaller ship compared to modern megavessels, but she certainly isn't dull. The Waterworks Water Park remains a particular highlight, with thrilling slides that kids and adults enjoy throughout the cruise. The Seaside Theater provides great entertainment with outdoor movie screenings that have become beloved traditions for regular Glory passengers. The ship attracts large groups and families who appreciate the balance of activities and space. Even when sailing at full capacity, Glory doesn't feel as crowded as many larger ships. The layout flows naturally, and there's always somewhere to go if one area gets busy. Glory is especially popular with larger families seeking bargain cruises that still offer fun activities and plenty of space for everyone to spread out. The value proposition is strong. You get authentic Carnival fun without paying premium prices for the newest ships. Glory proves that excellent execution of cruise fundamentals matters more than having the latest innovations. She's not trying to compete with flagships on cutting-edge features. Instead, she focuses on delivering consistently enjoyable vacations that families remember fondly and want to repeat. That formula clearly works, earning Glory a spot in the top tier despite her age. At 3 is Carnival Miracle. Miracle is one of 4 sister ships that include Legend, Pride, and Spirit. What sets Miracle apart and pushes her to 3rd place is having one of the absolute best passenger-to-space ratios in the entire Carnival fleet. Despite receiving fun ship upgrades that added features and venues, Miracle never feels cramped or crowded, even when sailing at full capacity. That spacious feeling creates a fundamentally different cruise experience compared to packed megaships. Miracle is the best Carnival ship if your primary goal is relaxation on board. You can actually find quiet spaces to unwind with a book. The pool areas don't feel like sardine cans during sea days. Dining venues accommodate guests without requiring reservations made days in advance. Some of the negative reviews for Miracle mention uninspiring West Coast itineraries, but that's actually outdated criticism at this point. Miracle now primarily sails Caribbean cruises from Texas and Florida, with some European sailings added to the schedule. The destination variety has improved significantly. Choose Carnival Miracle if you want a bit of fun, a bit of relaxation, and consistently decent food. She's not going to overwhelm you with non-stop activities. The entertainment is solid without being spectacular. But Miracle delivers that increasingly rare commodity on modern cruise ships: space to breathe. You can be social and active when you want, then retreat to peaceful areas when you need downtime. That balance appeals strongly to passengers who want Carnival's signature fun without the chaos that often comes with it. Miracle proves that sometimes less is actually more when it comes to cruise ship design and passenger experience. Number 2 brings Carnival Pride. Pride is one of the older ships in the entire Carnival fleet, but she's been exceptionally well maintained over the years. The age does show in decor choices, particularly the bold Renaissance artworks throughout the ship that give Pride a somewhat antiquated, dated vibe compared to contemporary cruise design. Some passengers love that old-school elegant aesthetic. Others find it stuffy and outdated. But here's why Pride ranks so incredibly high despite her age. She's a smaller ship that delivers authentic Carnival fun without the busy crowds and overwhelming noise of megavessels. You get everything that makes Carnival special without the headaches that come with ships carrying thousands of passengers. Pride does have some design quirks that come up in reviews. Certain areas of the ship require quite a trek to reach, with layouts that don't flow as naturally as newer vessels. But Pride has developed tremendous unique charm over years of sailing. She has personality and character that newer ships often lack. Passengers who sail on Pride once frequently return specifically to that ship because they connect with her distinctive atmosphere. The crew on Pride receives exceptional marks in reviews. Long-term crew members have developed a real affinity for the ship and take pride in providing outstanding service. That continuity creates guest experiences that feel more personal and less transactional than what you might encounter on ships with higher crew turnover. Pride represents proof that older and smaller can absolutely be better when it comes to cruise ships. She ranks second in the entire Carnival fleet because she perfects the intimate Carnival experience. You get the fun, the activities, the entertainment, and the service without battling crowds or feeling lost among thousands of other passengers. For many cruisers, that trade-off of fewer cutting-edge features for a better overall experience is absolutely worth it. Finally taking the crown as the absolute best Carnival ship in 2025 is Carnival Breeze. This result might surprise people, because Breeze isn't the newest ship in the fleet. She's not the biggest. She doesn't have a roller coaster or the latest high-tech attractions. So why does Breeze consistently dominate customer satisfaction rankings across multiple review platforms? Because Breeze represents the most typical Carnival experience perfectly executed. She's mid-sized at around 3,690 passengers, which is large enough to offer variety, but small enough to manage crowds effectively. She's not too old, having launched in 2012, which means she still feels contemporary while having had years to work out operational kinks. And she's packed with fun activities and venues that define what Carnival cruising is all about. Breeze features loads of places to eat and drink throughout the ship. The dining variety satisfies different tastes and dietary preferences without overwhelming guests with too many choices. The thrilling water slides remain some of the most popular in the fleet, with lines that move efficiently rather than backing up for hours. The entertainment venues host quality shows and performances that passengers genuinely enjoy night after night. But what really sets Breeze apart is the crew. Reviews consistently rave about how the staff bends over backwards to make cruises feel special and personalized. That exceptional service quality elevates the entire experience. Now, let's be completely honest about what you'll also experience on Breeze. You should expect crowds, especially during peak times and popular sailings. This is an active, energetic ship with lots happening simultaneously. You'll encounter noise throughout your cruise because Carnival attracts passengers ready to have fun, and fun can get loud. You'll definitely see plenty of people living carefree and maybe having a couple drinks too many, particularly if you sail when the drink packages are heavily promoted. Is Breeze relaxing in the traditional sense? Kind of if you seek out the quieter spaces and sail during off-peak times. Is Breeze fun? Absolutely, without question. Is Breeze for everyone? Probably not. Passengers seeking refined elegance or complete peace and quiet should look elsewhere. But clearly there are enough Carnival fans who absolutely love the experience that Breeze provides, because she's the most popular ship in the entire fleet based on passenger satisfaction scores. Breeze succeeds because she nails every aspect of Carnival's core formula. The activities are plentiful and well executed. The dining satisfies without trying to be gourmet. The entertainment keeps people engaged without being overly ambitious. The service makes passengers feel genuinely cared for throughout the cruise. And critically, Breeze manages crowds and operational flow better than larger ships, preventing the frustrations that drag down other vessels' rankings. Breeze proves that perfecting the classic Carnival formula beats chasing cutting-edge innovations that don't always work as intended. She understands her audience completely and delivers exactly what they want. An energetic, fun-filled vacation at sea with enough variety to stay interesting, but not so much complexity that it becomes overwhelming. That's why despite newer, bigger ships joining the fleet with flashier features, Breeze remains the undisputed champion of Carnival's passenger satisfaction rankings year after year. Bottom line, size and newness don't automatically equal satisfaction in cruise ship rankings. The former Costa ships are genuinely struggling with identity and integration challenges that may take years to resolve. The former P&O Australia transfers are having an even rougher start that requires immediate attention from Carnival. Meanwhile, mid-sized established ships from earlier eras often outperform massive new megaships because they execute fundamentals better and manage passenger experiences more effectively. Carnival's party reputation is absolutely well-earned across the fleet. But some ships balance that energetic fun with proper space and operational excellence, while others let crowds and noise overwhelm the experience. The Excel-class flagships like Mardi Gras, Celebration, and Jubilee offer incredible innovations like actual roller coasters and massive entertainment venues. But those ships face operational challenges managing thousands of passengers that prevent them from ranking higher despite their impressive features. The best Carnival ship for you depends entirely on what you want from your cruise vacation. If you're chasing the latest features and don't mind crowds, the Excel-class ships deliver cutting-edge experiences. If you want authentic Carnival fun in a more manageable package, ships like Breeze, Pride, and Miracle offer better overall experiences. If you're budget-conscious and just want simple, straightforward cruising, older ships like Liberty and Paradise provide excellent value. The key is matching your vacation goals and cruising style with the right ship, rather than just booking whichever vessel has the flashiest marketing. Carnival operates 29 ships that collectively offer something for virtually every type of cruiser. But understanding the real differences between these ships based on actual passenger experiences, rather than marketing materials, makes all the difference in booking a cruise you'll love versus one that disappoints. Breeze wins the crown because she perfects what Carnival does best, delivering fun, energetic vacations with great service and a package that actually works operationally. That formula has made her the most beloved ship in the fleet, proving that sometimes the best choice isn't the newest or biggest, but the one that simply gets everything right.